Hi there, and welcome to today's vlog. I want to tell you about a book that I'm currently reading, a remarkable book called Kisses from Katie. It's written by a young lady called Katie Davis, an American woman. She went on a short-term mission trip to Uganda during the Christmas holidays of her last year at high school, and she fell in love with the country, with its people, and she saw the desperate need of many of the children of Uganda. So at the end of her school year, she went back, spent a year there, and her heart was overwhelmed with love for the people. And to cut a long story short, she began a ministry called Amazima. That's right, I've got it right, which in the Ugandan language means truth. And she has since adopted a number of Ugandan children, and she's begun this wonderful ministry called Amazima to serve the people of Uganda, and particularly the children. She has opened a school. I really would encourage you to read the book Kisses from Katie by Katie Davis. Look up on the internet, Amazima. They're doing a wonderful ministry, ministering to children, to teach them the ways of God and the love of Christ. Help them to know that they are loved and they are precious. Well, I want to read to you a little extract from the book, because Katie Davis has done this. She's been used by God remarkably, but at times, like all of us, she felt totally overwhelmed with what needed doing. She felt out of her depth. She felt inadequate. But in one passage from the book, she reminds us of how so many characters in the Bible felt exactly like that, and yet ultimately said yes to God. Ordinary people. He chose Moses. He chose David. He chose Peter and Paul. He chose me. He chose you, common people, simple people, people with nothing special about them, nothing special except they said yes. They obeyed. They took the task God assigned them, and they did it. They didn't always do it well, but they said yes, and with His help, they did it anyway. Extraordinary tasks. Moses was a murderer, a shepherd just trying to mind his own business and move on with his life. When he watched a bush catch fire and not burn up, God wanted to use him to lead His chosen people out of Egypt. Moses was human and told God that he had the wrong guy. Moses wasn't an eloquent speaker and he was afraid, but he said yes, and God used him anyway. The Red Sea parted, bread fell from heaven, and people believed. Jonah was an ordinary fisherman, and God wanted to use him to set Nineveh free of its wicked ways. Jonah was human and quickly ran away, overwhelmed by the task God had given him. From the belly of a fish, he repented. He begged for forgiveness. He said yes, and God used him anyway. The people of Nineveh believed in God, turned from their evil ways, and were spared from destruction. David was a shepherd boy, pretty much the runt of the litter, the very last thought in his father's mind, and despised by his brothers. God wanted to use him to be the next great king of Israel. Though everyone doubted and watched in horror, David said yes, and God used him anyway. Little David used a stone to take down the giant Philistine. The Philistines were defeated, and though David continued to make mistakes, God used him to make Israel a great nation and relay his words to many people. Mary was a peasant girl, probably a teenager getting ready to marry a local carpenter. God wanted to use her to carry His Son, hope for all mankind, into the world. She asked the angel, "Why me? And how?" Ultimately, though, she surrendered herself to His will. She said yes, and God used her anyway. A baby was born who transformed the world and still does today. And that's a remarkable reminder that God uses ordinary people, everyday people, common people, people who seemingly don't have great gifts and abilities perhaps, but all God wants us to say as he calls us is, yes, Lord. And she finishes that little passage by saying this: I am just a plain girl from Tennessee, broken in many ways, sinful and inadequate, common and simple, with nothing special about me. Nothing special except I chose to say yes. Yes to the things God asks of me, and yes to the people he places in front of me. You too can. I am just an ordinary person serving an extraordinary God, an ordinary person who said yes. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening today.